Bobbing fashionably late.
Hey everybody, we're live, and sorry, but have some fashionista divas on here, so I think they're all settled now. We had to have our Tennessee Fish Mafia names and attire on, so we're all ready.
You're wrong.
Let me say hi to everybody real quick. Maria, Mike, BJ. Lots of links. Thank you, Eduardo. Eric Furlow, who's here with us. Skull Aquatics, Scott's Aquatics, Maria Z, I said already. Yellowstone, howdy. Skull Aquatics, I said already, I think. Geek Boy, welcome. Maria Z, who said he didn't do it. Yellowstone. Freaky Fish Lady, Holly. Lots of conversation, but it's the same people. Don't want to miss anybody, so I'm going through.
You see John from my fish tanks?
No. Hey, John. And there's Didi, and she's up here with us, just talking to you guys. Michael, new local Austin. Merrick. Welcome. And audio video is good, so that means I'm getting near the bottom. John Oliver. Benoski. Patty. Paul McCarthy. Wow. And Barbara Jackson doing it on a phone, takes forever. And there's Chattanooga Ed saying, Bob, I think he's messing with me. I believe that's everybody. It is. All right. So welcome, everybody. As you saw from the thumbnail, we've got Didi from Didi's Fin Den on with us today. And she was on for a little bit on Wednesday. We had like open mic and had people coming up on the Wednesday afternoon chat. And Didi came up, but she only had a few minutes. So we were very rushed, and there was a lot more to see and talk about. So I asked her if she'd come back. And so here she is. And you will be able, if there's anybody here that doesn't know Didi, the moderators will be posting her link in the stream. So check out her channel. And with that, Didi, I'm going to bring you up.
Uh-oh.
She's a good-looking lady,
Thanks for
too.
having
I'll
me.
tell you that. Thank you for coming on in short notice. Thank you. If that's all right with you to put you up like that, I can leave it panel, whatever you like. So
It doesn't matter.
Beautiful tree.
yes, it is.
Thank you.
That tree is a project she worked on. I had seen the video, and she mentioned that Wednesday, too.
Boy, that tree has balls.
Yeah,
Doesn't
y'all
it,
know
though?
I like balls. I said I was going to be good tonight. So I'm sorry.
No, we didn't pay for the good Didi. We paid for the regular Didi. We didn't book, not pay.
Yeah, this is one of my
So-
most favorite Pinterest projects ever. Just
You were
easy
telling
to
us how you
do.
made them.
It's a 2x4s cut into the shape of a capital A, and then I just wrapped it with screen on the front and tacked it down. And I strung my lights up on the back side of the screen. They just zigzag down. There's nothing to it. Tack them into the sides of the 2x4s, and then just attach all the balls to the screen. Wow! And it actually is hanging on a nail. So
Cool.
I just take it down, and we stick it in a back room and cover it up with a sheet, and then it's ready for next year.
Well, that worked out good, except it put me up instead of Didi, damn it.
Well, you don't like the capital A.
yards is even over her thing. There we go.
I thought I had figured out how to, Ed likes all of us at the side, but it keeps reverting to me.
I have actually, I've thought of doing that many times before, like connecting balls with 2x4s.
Oh, also too much work. Something I don't like to talk about.
1, 2, 3.
Ow! Ow!
Oh, well,
Okay,
You
I'll shut up now.
baseball bat fits better than your hand.
I prefer the silver balls instead of the blue balls.
You haven't lived much yet. I mean,
we don't want to know about the balls you prefer.
yeah. But I do have some little birds up in here, some here. But, you know, I've never been a theme person. We've always been hodgepodge. And whatever you made as a 5-year-old goes on the tree, you know. And, of course, some of those ornaments are kind of old now. So for a long time, I ran
really
both companies, the traditional and this one. And I have another one, a small one, hanging in another room. It's in the red and green colors.
Wow.
That's my little girl's tree.
And you just cover that up with the plastic bag, as I recall. I think you were taking it out last Christmas and you were talking about it. It's where I saw the video.
Yeah, this past year I wrapped it in saran wrap. We just went around and around and around. But because we were going to take it and put it in the shed, but I just didn't have enough room to put it in the shed and hope nothing would break half the balls. So I left it in the house, and really all you need to do is cover it up with a sheet or something. Unless you want to look at Christmas all year. So I don't have a problem with that either.
Say there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
I like pretty lights.
There was a lady that I knew that she kept her Christmas tree up all year round and decorated it for each holiday.
Oh, that's
I
neat.
have cousins that
That's cool.
let me show you something.
Like Valentine's Day, Easter, July, and
Halloween.
yeah, Halloween. And then she would put other stuff on it in between.
When I did not make this particular one, my mother made it, so I've hung on to it. She's gone. But as you can see, this is a Clorox jug piece.
Ah,
Oh, nice.
Looky.
And you punch all these little holes.
Gosh.
And you glue some felt, you know, the eyeballs, and you wrap this, you just make little puffs of crochet yarn and stick them on those pipe cleaners and poke them through and twist tie them and then make the pretty beard. But
I got a comment on that. So I'm going to tell you that became pretty popular on how to make that whenever I was in my later years of high school in art class. They actually taught us how to make that.
Oh, wow.
it's
That's
easy.
crazy.
It's fun.
When you showed that, I had a flashback of my childhood. I was like, I made one of those. That is awesome.
See, I was just thinking it's before its time. Like you got a perfect likeness of Rico stand right there.
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
Well, I could have done this. That would be cool.
Oh man, that's just crazy. That's awesome.
One year, my mother and my sister-in-laws, we all decided that all the Christmas presents would have to be homemade. And so everybody went out, you know, and did little crafts. And
Cool.
I don't remember. I think I probably made corn bag warmers. Like you heat the corn up in the microwave
Yeah.
and use it for like a hot pack. And I still have one of those today too. I've made a million of them.
Oh, how neat.
Cool.
I used to sew a lot.
Robert joined us briefly. I see he's sat right beneath you, Didi. That's appropriate.
Okay, Bobby, that's fine. I'll take care of you.
Oh hell.
Bobby was real impressive on skipper string. Bobby knows
Yeah, he
stuff.
was.
Yes,
He does know stuff.
Yeah, I have to say that surprised the heck out of me. I didn't know that. I was like, heck, I guess I picked somebody good.
Yeah, he was just calling that stuff out.
Yeah, you hit his topic.
Yeah. It's not just a
Bragging
pretty
about
face
you.
anymore.
That's right.
He knows some stuff.
He knows.
Oh,
he
wow.
knows- Bob knows things.
And see, you
I
don't
call
even
this a
realize
full
I'm
house.
talking about him. So, what would y'all
Well,
like to know?
yeah, guys, what questions have you got of Didi?
Didi, what other
Oh,
hobbies
wow.
do you have besides just fish keeping?
Well, throughout the years, it's been a lot. And I have kept everything to be able to do everything again when I have time. So I have 3 storage sheds outside. But I used to love to do cross stitch. I used to sew all my clothes. Um, I have an embroidery machine now, so I'm learning to do embroidery. Um, Lord have mercy.
What's the
As many things
difference?
as I got out there. Pardon?
What's the difference in needlepoint and embroidery? Aren't they the same or are they different?
Well, this is a machine type embroidery where you insert a pattern and it
Oh,
kind of does it. And no mic, pole dancing. Well, I'm not. No.
I got you back, Didi. Don't worry about the chat. I got
Leave
you.
it.
Yeah.
Leave it the mic.
See, Paul,
Leave it the mic.
Mike
Scooter
won't forget
Putin
what I
days.
said
But he put it
just
up
because
on
I
his
let him know I had a pole in the house.
made me spit my tea.
But
I got to tell
that's
you,
just some of them.
that tree you got behind you, I know that's not a tree, it's a homemade thing, but that actually does look like a tree, besides, missing the pine needles, but it actually looks great.
It's only
She told,
about this wide.
yeah, she
Wow.
told us how she made it, Robert, at the
Yeah.
very start.
Yeah.
Yeah, Robert, if you got your ass in here on time, you would know that.
Well,
Tell him,
Bob,
Didi.
she told us that in Skipper Stream as well.
Oh, so you don't want to skip that part. You audited that part. You didn't
Yeah,
take
Edom
it.
on in that house, she collected the blue balls.
Oh, God.
It's a skill I have.
That's
I
a
used to
gift.
love to do
It's a gift.
ceramics.
Well,
Crafting
Question.
helmet.
kind of related to
Fish
that.
do you have?
Sorry. Go ahead, Susie.
What kind of fish do you have?
Um, I have very simple fish.
I love simple.
I just really started with my first 55, which is the biggest tank I ever had. Thought I could have every fish in the world tank in January. So, I mean, I could have like 800 angelfish in here. But right now, I've got some rainbows, some platies everywhere, and I have learned to hatch out albino cories. I also have crabenzas. I have luacaras, dojo loaches. I have a rice fish or two, and of course, I have some bettas. I have 4 bettas, and I have some chocolate covered plecos. That's what we call them. And I have red pleco, bristle nose, some albino bristle noses, and some scissor tail. Some of those glow light tetras, and another one that right now can't think of the name, no matter what I try to do. And I have some shrimps. I have some blue dreams, some blue shadows, and some red shrimp I just got the other day. But I think that's basically it.
That sounds amazing.
And we'll get to look at some of those in a little bit, maybe.
Oh, good.
When you were
I had a
talking,
catastrophe since Wednesday night.
oh no,
Um, my pretty rainbows I showed and how flashy they were. Well, I did a small water change on Friday, and apparently, when I filled the tank up too much, I went over the top of the return from the canister filter. And of course, when the CO2 kicked on, I'm thinking this is what caused it. There wasn't enough bubble action at the top. When I came in the next morning, I had 3 dead rainbows, and everybody was hanging up at the top, gasping. And So luckily, I've got that Lanier pump as a backup, and I just turned the air wide open. Of course, in a few minutes, everybody started swimming around again, and all the other tanks that I did the same exact thing to, none of those were affected, and this is the one with the CO2. So I'm thinking because I didn't have enough exchange at the top, I probably gassed them.
Yeah, I've actually done that before myself, even with DUI CO2. You can do that. I learned real fast to. I had an air stone that I would plug in at night.
And I should have known because I didn't hear the air bubble. I should have known.
Are you cutting off your CO2 at night?
Yeah, it's on a
Okay.
timer.
Okay.
Just
Dee Dee, you were talking about the tree was only a couple pieces of 2x4. Did you make the frame for it?
yeah. I've got all
Okay.
kinds of saws. I love to do woodworking too.
She makes her own stands, guys. So
Yes, I
that's
do.
impressive to me. I can't do that, or I have never tried. That's really
And if
cool.
you
I know
hold on
Susie
second,
just
I'll
made
put
a stand too.
tree.
I did. I just
Hold on
made
just
my
one
very
second.
first stand and loved it.
Must not be too hard. I mean, I don't mean it that way. But no, but I mean, if people I know, other hobbyists can do it, then surely I can learn it. That didn't come out right. God, at least Dee Dee did.
Well, Bob,
thank God.
I'm kind of glad that
call
you
that
said that,
Tourette syndrome.
instead of what I was going to say. Because I was going to say is that since she's got saws and stuff, that I was going to send her my wood to have it cut. And
Oh,
so, so thank you, Bob. I appreciate it.
God. Let's stop talking about that before she comes. There she is.
Oh, she heard you.
Cool.
Oh, okay. Just like an A-frame almost.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
Yeah.
All it is.
Okay.
Easy for you to say.
And how does
What's holding the woods together? What's bracing that?
It looks like a My Pretty Pony on the back.
Oh, I can't hear anybody.
Good
how does
thing
it
you
stand
good.
up on its own? Oh, I see the hanger.
Oh, so it's something that you hang on the wall. Okay, cool.
Now
I
look at
like
how nice that goes with the other one. I like that.
Let me see if I can reconnect my earbuds. I can't hear anybody.
Bob,
like
what
that
balls
red.
do you prefer on there?
You take the two of them,
Oh.
put them back to
Hello?
back, and just hang it from the ceiling.
Big
I
one's
think
Ed.
the white balls look more natural.
Silver and white balls so far.
Like snowballs,
Yeah.
snow on a tree.
I got it.
When have you ever seen it snow blue or red?
I know they look like
T-shirt.
berries that like a bird would like to eat.
There's so many puns to this. I'm just going to just leave it alone.
No. I innocently said, well, if Susie and you could make a frame a stand, then I could do it. And everybody made a big deal about that. That's not the way I meant it. Just ignore them, Dee Dee.
And then Bobby said he got your wood distributed.
I don't know why I can't hear anybody.
Well, she can't hear anyways.
Hey,
I'm watching.
none of us say anything and just mess with her.
Hey, Susan, check the private chat, please.
Hey, Dee Dee, we can see all your tabs right now. Is that a porn site you got up?
We can.
Oh,
Are
goodness.
y'all there?
Just kidding.
Yeah. Are you there?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
I don't think she can yet.
Say we can hear her, but she can't hear us. Hey.
His hair looks very nice tonight.
I'm still here. Can someone in the chat let me know if you can still hear me or see me?
Yes, both.
She can't.
Andrew, let her know that she's on the big screen.
There we go.
I can't hear any of y'all.
Aw.
Uh-oh.
Refresh.
Oh, no.
Just refresh, Dee Dee.
She can't hear you, Bob.
Can't hear you.
Yep. I don't know what to do for her. I don't know.
Can y'all
Anybody
hear
can
anybody
message-
else?
You sound great.
I can't hear you.
Do you think Didi reads lips? Didi,
I can message her,
can
but
hear me.
I'm afraid I'll knock the chat out.
just talk.
She can't hear us.
Bring a tag Furlough's thing for her so she can see a little bigger screen. Told her to refresh.
Do what?
Oh my.
Tag
Hat,
Carlos thing.
Hey, Ed, man, I just want to tell you, dude, that's a cool looking hat you got on, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Looking like Al Capone over here.
There you go.
Hi, Matt.
All right.
Oh.
Now, see that Eduardo had that on there, so it'll be on him if she can't get back.
Oh,
Thanks,
thank you,
Eduardo.
Mr. Hatchet Fish. Susie Q, I put some ideas in private chat for you for names.
That's
Susie's got a
actually-
hat on too.
That's actually what I was reading when you were giving me a hard time about highlighting that, Skipper. All right. All right. Here she is. Here she is. Can you hear us now?
Hear us, Deborah.
I can hear y'all now.
All right.
Awesome.
Apparently,
Robert, quit running away. Stop, Robert. Quit running away.
Don't run away, Robert.
where's he going?
Oh, there you go.
Oh, he had it up.
He's got a Gilligan hat.
Is that a Gilligan hat?
Wait, his name doesn't say cuttlefish.
Anyways, I don't know if y'all saw the little tree or not. Did y'all see it?
We
Yeah,
did.
we
Yes.
saw everything.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Well,
how easy it is to do. I'm
do
going to,
you-
when I take this one down, I am going to take the screen off and wrap it again with chicken wire. So it'll be easier to hang the ornament hangers in.
Oh, yeah.
Because when you're trying to
Good
stick
idea.
the little ornament hangers in there, there's little squares, you know, they can be hard. And the ornament hangers are so soft nowadays.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff is getting softer as we get older.
Yeah, for sure.
I jab myself a lot with chicken wire. When I'm cutting it and stuff, it gets real sharp, and I stab myself a
Come
lot.
on.
Chicken wire is expensive right now, too.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. I was
Well,
looking to get some to do on a project out back to keep Yazzie in the whole picket fence because he can go right between it. And I said, you'll have to wait, Yazzie. You'll have to be on the leash.
Maybe I'll
Um,
break into the cat house.
Yeah.
Oh,
I do have wire on it, but it's not the right kind. So do you want to try to give us a little tour or a big tour or some kind of tour, Didi?
I will try.
People
Let
have
me
suddenly
see.
gotten quiet in the chat. No questions. Imagine that.
Fascinated.
Okay, I don't know what to do here.
If you turn that other phone on or what you're going to use, I'll be able to bring that up and make it solo.
Oh, it knocked off. It knocked off a while ago too, but whatever happened. Okay.
Ruh-roh.
We'll try it. Ruh-roh. Unless the one you're on now is preferable, it's up to you.
No, I can't drag that one around.
Desktop,
Yeah.
decent.
Well, it's a laptop, but
Yeah. It's too
Lord
much.
knows I would never figure all that out.
Mm-mm. Okay, here you are, I think.
Eric, can you
Let's
see
Turn
see.
what
this mic
he
off.
said?
Huh?
He
Okay.
says, Furlough, I mean this in the nicest way
that was
possible. You look like Mac from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Okay.
Hey, that guy's cool.
Yeah.
All right. So
So I guess I have to hold it like this. Okay.
or you can flip the screen around.
Oh, let's see.
It'll let you do that.
Okay.
I don't know.
You're seeing me. It won't let me do that. So, but this is what we're gonna have to do.
That'll work. That looks
I'm
good.
not technically advanced here. Anyways, this is my 90 gallon. And since I was on the show Wednesday, I have changed out the wood. And you're not the only one that has great wood around here.
Jimmy P said, "What would a complete stranger think of this panel?"
Run.
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 But I found some cool pieces of matani wood. And so I've added them in here. And I found some more plants, so I changed out some plants. And let me see.
Oh, there's that pogo standing.
I got two of the coolest long-fin chunker. See them in there. There's one of them from Stephen P. Oh, here's another one. They love this new wood. I had a small piece and I just felt like they needed more. But as you can see, the platies are doing their platy thing. And I don't know how much longer this poor girl here can make it. She's been big like that for 2 weeks. But this is the only way I can keep plants going is if I have CO2.
Really?
So without that, you'll see the other tanks and you'll see why I fuss and complain about not being able to keep plants. Because everything's the same except for CO2.
What's your
Down
substrate?
here is my little plant grow out tank. And I have thrown the last cories that I hatched out from the spoons. So they're down there growing out. And I have one little survivor blue caravan. Isn't it cute? They're cute. And I didn't even notice them out here. And all of a sudden one day I saw it. But this tank also has CO2 in it also. And so when I have some few extra plants, I just throw it in here and let them hang out.
Thank you, Jess.
There's some
Can't
CO2.
see what it is.
I love this CO2 art because you can add more manifolds to it. And I think I can add 5 tanks of this one if I wanted to.
That's a huge tank.
You know what I can do? I shouldn't have come as a surprise bottle.
What does a tank of CO2 like that cost? I'm just curious.
I
Wow.
can't remember. It was this past summer. I've gotten like 5 months out of it already. But
Wow.
I'm gonna say it was around 200 maybe. I might be wrong. It's been so long.
Wow.
And I try not to keep up with how much everything costs in this fishing. I try to forget.
Well, that's definitely a nice setup.
But this is my this is the breeding tank for my cories. Then when I got plenty, I took them out, and I'm just kind of throwing my cribs that I'm going to give away in here just to hold them, so I don't have to chase them down out of a big tank and tear up all my plants. So that's basically all that's in here now. And I've got one that for some reason is going to bury himself inside this coconut.
What is it?
Are those old baby cribs swimming around in there?
Wow.
And there's only, as far as I know, all the adults are males. But unless some of these babies are maybe, I think this girl here here's a girl. That's what I think by her tail.
Yeah.
And maybe the hormones are getting out because they were starting to scrap today. Normally they hide. They've hidden for 2 months ever since I put them in here. Ever since I took them out the night, they've been this big ever since. But you know, it's supposed to be my quarantine tank, but I don't have one right now.
They really dug that out in there. Ed, you asked Didi a question, but I don't think she heard you.
I didn't.
I was wondering what type of substrate do you like to use?
That's right.
I have. I had to get a hodgepodge or whatever I could find, but I used that fluval stratum and then what is the other one? I got one that's red, so it's black.
I got you. That's cool.
Because I could only find a little bag here in this town, a little bag in that. I had to go to 2 counties to find like 3 bags, and then I capped it all with sand. And you can see whatever this one is, you see they dug up some.
They're
Yeah.
enjoying it. Yep.
So I did have a dirt tank in the 90s, but I used dirt out of the farm. And then I had all these little worms that just kept tunneling up in the sand to create the murky water. I had to strip that 90 down to the bare bottom and start all over. But I will try it again another day. But this is my 125, and I changed
Ooh, I
out
see.
the wild whiskey.
Ooh, I see cichlids.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I bought 4 blue cars, and I ended up with 2 pair. Not knowing. I don't know how you sex them, but both things that had babies. I know that they're a set.
That's awesome.
And this is my boy. His name is Oscar, the big dojo back there. I took a week vacation. When I came back, his whole mouth on the side that you can see now, it was all gone. You can see where there's kind of like a depression close to his eye. All that skin was like ooey, slimy stuff. So I pulled him out and I treated him with Maricin and salt. And he healed up, and it looked like his little whisker parts are growing back. And I had to bring him back to the tank because he would not eat in the quarantine tub. He just would not do it. And he was just wasting away. I said, well, at least let him die. If he's going to die. Because once I got that skin healed up, I'll try it. Because he loves these two. This is my favorite fish.
I love dojos.
Because I wanted them to come shine for y'all. And they're giving me the eye, as they always do. So, and then this is my little soft, easy tank with my little boys I have raised up. The original parents are in the albinos. They're in here too. And they eat their eggs instantly, so I'm not expecting any more in here. You have to actually stick your hand in the tank and pin them off the eggs and catch them. But I have some coolie loaches in here. They're hiding, of course, they will be. And I have a betta. He's hiding like everybody's hiding. And I have some ghost rings in there. But basically, it's 2 foam McCoys and just a few little, fishing here and there.
Are the sponge filters the only filtration in there?
Yeah, just yes.
Nice.
I have everything has sponge filters in it. The 125 has the F6 on it, but I also run air because it has a tendency to cover up the top. I don't think there's just not enough circulation or what. But I almost killed these guys one time too because I had my outfit under the water. So now I bubble up. I'm scared to death. But I have that linear pump hooked up to every tank, so if I need to take the canister filter down or hold it up there, I still have filtration.
Right.
So I can get enough or whatever happens. There's some fish coming out.
His plants are looking pretty good.
I like the hardscape in that tank.
They love to see me come in and say, "This is cool," because I buy almost everything in there. They don't get a lot. So you have to get their Thursday night or they're gone by Friday or Saturday. And this is just a little shrimp tank. I've got 3 little red shrimp in here. You get to see them skip past every once in a while, but you can't see it. I don't even think I'm going to snail in here anymore other than there's I guess a ram's horn or something. Real ugly. It came on a plant. This is my triple tent. And I built this thing because it had to sit under the window. And we also needed a space in case somebody came, we could sit on it, and the people had the chairs. So this will hold 2 or 3 adults. And all these tanks are connected together with these youth pockets.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't have it running right now because I only have one bed in here. But I have a return pump here, and it comes down and drops in that one, and it just fills itself up through these pipes. And it keeps the water level.
Nice.
I'm not, one tank right now. I just have to heater in the one, because it actually keeps all 3 tanks warm and all by running that system. There's a little mustard there.
Yeah.
But as you see, I made this where this 2x4 here rests on these and this. And I've been standing on it today and everything. Well, it can hold my fat ass, it can hold anybody else.
So you made that lid?
Yeah, I made the whole stand.
Oh, very nice.
It started off just like a bench, and then I just kind of wrapped the bench. And
That's really neat.
top.
That is awesome, Didi. You done a great job on that.
Looks
This is
great.
my favorite project in the fish range. Because I don't know what I'm doing, and I never have a plan other than let me go cut this board section. And it kind of works sometimes.
You are inspiring me.
Thank you. And this is my 55. This is my original gangster tank, that I was going to have 2,000 fish in. And then I started seeing people had sumps, and back in the day I watched a lot of DIY videos.
Right.
And so I made myself an overflow and set up a sump. And I did not like the PVC because of
How many tanks do you have now?
16.
How many?
I think it's 16, including my
16.
Wow.
Impressive.
CTR CS overflows. And then it sits up and drops down into my salt. Does anybody know what this rock is? You can't find it anywhere.
It's not that black and white rock, is it, Rob?
That's what I'm looking at.
That I sent Diva.
Maybe a snowflake stone. With all that white in it, that would be my guess. But that's the only one I've seen that's similar to that is snowflake stone. It could be a Siriu that has some quartz in it. That is very possible because I see some definite quartz lines, like veins, like it's been broken half right there on the top side.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Which kind of points more to snowflake stone.
Okay, where does it come from?
I couldn't tell you that one, honestly. I haven't seen snowflake stone in the market for at least a year. Once COVID hit, it dropped off the market. So obviously where it was coming from, they're not shipping right now.
I was just looking at a piece of Sirius stone that I have, and it's pretty similar.
Yeah. Sirius
I
stone
bought all
can be
the
veiny.
already had, so I haven't been able to find any more. So.
Yeah,
I had this in my 125, but it was just not enough in there.
Yeah, there is a Sirius stone they call Sirius Special, which that would probably fall into, if not snowflake.
Okay.
Didi, the timekeepers are letting us know it's about 10 or 11 minutes left till Daniken.
Anyway, here's my sump real quick. And it's a very simple sump. I just have just a plastic container, just hold some filter material horizontally, and then it just drips through and falls down into the sump. And when I go to clean it, it's like 3 seconds and it's done.
Cool.
And then here's my nice big tank. It's a 40-gallon breeder. It has all my snails, I got from Poppy, and just the feathers shining for me. And my scissor tails and the glow lights and light neons, maybe. Is that what I said?
What's your favorite tank style or gallonage, or what's your favorite tank?
If I could only have one size, it would be 40 breeders.
Yeah.
Because you can do a lot with them. And then I have my little panda shrimpers and shadows, which I love it. But this tank is on the floor, so I have to get my butt down on the floor. There's my little artwork I did, color book style. But that's basically it. My other tanks are just shrimps.
Just shrimps?
Yeah, but they're in other brands. Because I put the tree up, so I had to do away.
Oh, I had to
But
make
they,
room.
yeah, so they had to go somewhere else for right now.
Rob, do you see what Bunny Viper? Oh my God.
Yeah, I see it. The stone I'm referring to is more like a limestone and not like an obsidian. Although it's not an actual limestone, the texture and look is very similar. Um, but again, it's one I have not seen in the market in a long time. I bought it when we first opened the store. Bought a 50-pound bag, sold it, and was never able to buy any more. But I do remember it being very dense, like obsidian. And very heavy, meaning a small stone like that would weigh 5 pounds.
It is heavy.
So it's very expensive to buy.
Well, that's not the one then that I got from you and sent to Madfish Steven.
No. This is one.
Okay.
It went out of stock before I did my last remodel, or my first remodel, should I say?
Okay. All right, guys.
For my stand, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to just say, anybody last comments or questions? Go ahead, Didi.
I was going to say for my stands, I took a piece off of DIY's idea and a piece off of John Hudson's ideas and made my stands. I beat them up a little bit more because this is a 90-gallon and I'm not having any trouble. It's solid.
Nice.
Very impressive.
So you can do it. It doesn't really take. You just have to be able to cut a straight line. So the easiest way is to get one of those miter saws. And I have a nail gun and then, electric drills.
I'm satisfied
I
if
nail
you
it
and
with a
Susie
nail
can
gun
do
to
it.
hold it. In fact, she inspired me to do the linear line. I watched
did
hers
she?
and then I ran mine.
Yeah, cool.
So, girl power.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Get her done.
We know how to get stuff done too.
That's awesome. All right, guys. We still have a few minutes. Any last questions or comments, or all these mafia-looking people?
Didi, if you had to only pick one, and I know this is going to be hard to do, but what is your favorite YouTuber that you enjoy their content the most?
That's a mean question, Bobby.
And
Yeah.
get your
Yes, it
screenshots,
is.
Susie Softail.
Because I love so many, but I really enjoy Stephen P's, the way he does his content, and the videography is so good and all that stuff. I love the way he catches the bettas. And Degenerate Fish Keeper, he doesn't, put his stuff out there as much, but he can do some really good shots too.
Okay, so between Jason or Steven?
I go Stephen because he does all the songs and all that too.
Yeah,
Especially
he's
like the
super
Dirty
talented.
Mountains.
He
Which
is super talented.
those two guys are really awesome. I mean, to be honest with you, I definitely could not pick one or the other. So
Yeah, Stephen has a lot of the same interest that I do with the plant and all that. So I try to learn off of him. You know,
Let him make
plus,
the mistakes.
plus he's fun. You know, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
he killed his tank first with the CO2.
Yeah.
So Stephen, you're not the only one that can do it.
Jason has taught me that a sharp drill bit will go a long ways.
Well, Jason will teach you how to kill clownfish.
Yeah. Poor
He's
guy.
good at
Yeah,
that.
he had a rough time with those,
No.
didn't he?
Yeah.
Ghost knife.
Yeah.
Ghost knife.
But he's
Yeah.
got them going.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite fish to keep, Didi?
My favorite fish in the room is Oscar, of course. But if I could only keep one fish in here, it would be the blue acaras.
Yes.
They are
Love
pretty, yeah.
And I
Yes.
guess just because of the size, you can watch the little fins. That's
Mhm.
so relaxing to watch them. I can see why people like monster fish.
Oh,
Yeah.
have you ever owned an Oscar?
I don't believe I did. Back when I was a teenage girl, I had bunches of tanks, and I might have had a little Oscar at some point, but
Well,
I
there's
didn't
no
have a
little
big,
Oscars.
like a baby.
What
But
you
I
see
don't. I've
swimming
never had a
behind
grown
me
one.
There you go.
are Oscars. If I can get them to
Yeah.
come, yeah. So I can get them to come this way. Come on, a little further. Oh, they're not coming.
Give
Oh, they're
Um,
beautiful
Sir.
fish.
yeah,
They're
and
beautiful.
they're huge. 18 inches on my largest one.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Bigger than my okay.
Oh no, excuse me. Make that 14 inches, and she is a long fin. But you talk about personality.
Mhm.
If you
Mhm.
ever get an Oscar, you won't have more than one or three, maybe. Just because of the size tank required. But wow, what a fish!
It's
They
an
are
awesome
water
fish.
dogs.
Talk
I
about
like
Maybe
big.
if
those
you,
Are
fish
water
that
dogs.
Skipper got too from Peplin. Those are pretty.
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah.
Every time
If
I
you
do
ever
mine,
get a chance, Didi, to get just a regular Acara, like a yellow Acara or a blue or a black Acara, that was before the electric blues morph was developed. Those are really cool fish too. You'll love them. They're natural beauties, really, really nice.
Oh yeah.
Well,
And
are
they're
these
real
electric
inexpensive.
blue or are they regular blue? Because they had them on the tank on
Yours are
blue,
electric
just
blues.
blue.
yeah,
Yeah.
yours are
Okay.
electric. Yeah.
Yeah, but the regular blues and the yellows and the blacks are beautiful fish too. They are.
Yeah,
Well,
my
they're
two
very
Oscars
hard to
crack me
find
up.
here. In fact,
Um,
like one store only had one, the other store had three, and
yeah,
I had to go to several stores to get the four,
yeah.
and that was
Talk,
all I had.
talk to your store owner and special order.
Well, I'm not real happy with the longevity of the fish. It's a hit and miss type thing.
Yeah, well,
Uh,
the one thing I will tell you is the as a store owner, I can tell you the biggest thing I see when fish come in is that is when the loss is. Because it's a transition of different water conditions. Um, Now, as a store owner, I try to do it the best I can, but I do a lot of special orders for my customers, and I don't charge them. I actually charge them less than they would pay if they were in my tanks, because of the reason. The reason is I don't have to handle the fish. I don't have to
right.
acclimate them. They come in, you go pick them up the same day. I hand them to you in the bag. A lot of store owners will do the exact same thing. It's easy, quick order. It helps them get their minimum. Um, it's a good thing to do. And if your store owner won't do it, he won't do it, or she won't do it. It's up to them. Um, but most likely they will, and you'll find out it is better for you, it's better for the fish, it's better for the store owner. They'll all love it. I do. I do it quite a bit. It's probably a good 10 to 15% of my orders every week.
Yeah, see, they order so few that so they might have 2 a car as well. They go in the first day or so. The fish is come from wherever it came from, thrown in their tank, come in my tank, and so chances are, it's a rough day for it.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah,
um,
and that's why if you pick it up in the bag it comes to them in, you skip that whole process. You're the one transitioning them. You're also the one taking the lift. So that is a little bit of a issue, but it tends to work out well for the better for you.
yeah, it's a good idea.
All right, Didi, thank you so much. It still seemed like we didn't have enough time because we ran out of time even with a whole hour. So maybe we can come on again later on and do like a part 2, an
But
update.
that's all I got.
Well, I
Have
know,
any
but
more?
a lot will happen in a month. The way you're building stuff,
Yeah.
no telling what you'll have then. So
Maybe you could show
Oh,
off your
I'm through.
wood shop.
I think.
You could show
you've
us all
got
your
an open,
tools.
yeah, that's right. You've got an open invitation because there's more to
Uh,
see there. So anyway, guys, don't forget to check out these panel members. They're awesome people. There's Punchy Paints, there's Furloughs Aquatics, Chattanooga Ed, Aquatic Aesthetics, Didi, our guest, Tennessee Aqua, and Q Aquatics, Susie Q, Skipper's Aquariums, and yours truly. And thank you for the super chats from A Fish and from Jess, Mainstail, Spur and Fin, and the moderators. I always forget to thank, and they're the best moderators anywhere in the world. So love you guys, and thank you,
Yeah,
everybody.
thank you, mods.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome, and we'll see you over at Daniken's, guys.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
Bye, guys.
See you next time.
Cut it on that